My name is Aaron King. For most of my life, I lived like a prince. My father was one of the most successful real estate developers in New York. We lived in a massive penthouse, had a chauffeur named Leo, and a maid who even knew how I liked my socks folded. I never had to ask twice for anything. Latest iPhone, I got it before the ads hit. Want to fly to Miami just for a party? Done. I never questioned where the money came from, nor did I ever consider what life was like for those who didn't live like I did. You see, I wasn't just rich. I was arrogant. I thought people who worked 9 to 5 were either lazy or unlucky. I used to laugh at food delivery boys standing in the rain with plastic bags, waiting outside fancy restaurants. In my world, they didn't exist, or at least didn't matter. But life has a wicked sense of humor. It happened so fast, I didn't even understand what was going on at first. One day, my father was at a board meeting. The next, he was being investigated by federal authorities for tax fraud and embezzlement. I thought it was all a misunderstanding. We were rich, important people. Stuff like this didn't happen to us. But it did. Our accounts were frozen. Our properties were seized. The media turned our name into a headline. My school, politely, asked me to take a break until things were resolved. And just like that, the King family name didn't open doors anymore. It closed them. Then came the biggest shock. My father sat me down in a tiny apartment we had moved into after losing the penthouse. He looked smaller, like a balloon that had lost all its air. "Aaron," he said, "we have nothing left. I'm going to jail. I need you to learn how to survive on your own." I laughed at first. "What do you mean survive?" "I mean get a job, pay rent, feed yourself." I won't lie, I panicked. I applied for every job I could find online. But no one wanted a spoiled rich kid with no skills, no experience, and a name tied to financial scandal. Then one night, while scrolling on my cracked phone, which I now had to recharge in a public library because I couldn't afford the electricity bill, I saw a hiring ad. Delivery rider needed. Flexible hours. Immediate start. Must have bike or cycle. Willing to hustle. That last line hit me. Willing to hustle. The next day, I borrowed a rusty old bicycle from a neighbor who was kind enough to help. I signed up with a food delivery app using a fake name, Ronnie, because I was too ashamed to use my real one. And just like that, the boy who once tipped delivery guys with $100 bills became one. My first order was from Sushi Bar. The bag smelled like elegance, seaweed, soy sauce, and privilege. As I pedaled furiously through traffic, my legs burned and my lungs felt like they were on fire. When I reached the customer, a man in a suit glanced at me once and turned away. No thank you. No eye contact. Just a door slam. It was humbling. I delivered 6 more orders that day. A couple of customers were kind. One gave me $1 tip. Most just treated me like I didn't exist. That night, I cried in the bathroom of my one-room rental. My hands were blistered. My knees ached. And I realized I hadn't eaten all day. Weeks passed. I kept writing. Some nights it rained, so hard my clothes stuck to my skin. Other nights it snowed, and my fingers turned blue gripping the handlebars. I got yelled at by angry chefs. I got stiffed by customers. Once I got chased by a dog for half a block. But something else started to happen too. I began to see the world differently. I met a fellow writer named Jose. He had 2 jobs and still sent money back to his family in Guatemala. I asked him why he worked so hard. He said, "Because nobody else will do it for me." I met Maya, a single mom who delivered food at night after taking classes all day. These people weren't lazy. They weren't unlucky. They were warriors, silent ones, fighters without armor, showing up every day with no recognition, no applause. One afternoon, I received a delivery order for a location I recognized, my old neighborhood. As I rode closer, my stomach twisted, and then I saw the name on the app. Leo, our old driver. He opened the door and froze. "Aaron." I looked away. "It's Ronnie now." He stepped outside and hugged me tightly. "What happened to you?" "I'm learning," I whispered. "The hard way." Leo invited me inside. We sat and talked for over an hour. He told me how he'd found a better life after leaving our family, started his own car service, married a kind woman, and never forgot the boy who once threw tantrums because his juice was the wrong temperature. Before I left, he pressed a $10 bill into my hand. "I don't need it," I said. "I know," he smiled, "but it's not for the money. It's for the lesson." Over time, I saved up enough to buy a better bicycle. I started budgeting. I learned how to cook, how to fix my clothes, how to manage time, and most importantly, how to respect people. I didn't become rich again, but I became rich in awareness. I re-enrolled in a local community college using government aid. I majored in social work. People laughed when I told them. From mansions to social work, they mocked. But I knew what I was doing. I had lived both lives, and I wanted to bridge the gap between them. Today, I work at a nonprofit that helps homeless youth get job training and education. I still deliver food part-time, not because I need to, but because I never want to forget where I came from. I'm no longer ashamed of being a delivery boy. In fact, it was the best education I ever got. No college, no private school, no amount of luxury could have taught me what hunger, humility, and hard work did. The world doesn't owe us anything. Life is a classroom, and the streets were my teacher. If you're someone who's struggling, maybe you lost everything, maybe you're working jobs that feel beneath you, I want to tell you this. You are not less. Every step you take toward bettering yourself, even if it's delivering food in the rain, is a step toward becoming someone stronger. I was a rich kid who thought life was easy. Now, I'm a delivery boy who understands what life really means. And I've never felt more alive.